Hi everyone, my name's Annette and welcome back to Cottoverdi. For those of you who are new here, we garden in South Buckinghamshire in the UK, which is equivalent to a zone 9A. We get down to about -5. This is actually a slightly different vlog today because we have been away for a wonderful couple of days in Norfolk, which is a county to the east of us. Anyway, what I thought I'd do is show you a couple of things because Norfolk is absolutely beautiful. It's got stunning countryside, it's got forests and woodland and so much shoreline, beautiful sandy beaches with sand dunes. But whilst we were there, we also managed to visit another garden. So we went to an RHS Partner Garden called Raveningham. I hope I'm saying that right, Raveningham. It's part of a large estate. As I said, it's an RHS Partner Garden, and we went there specifically to see their snowdrops. So they're open in February for a period, especially for their snowdrops. It's not why we went to Norfolk, but I thought that it would be really exciting and beautiful to see massive drifts of snowdrops. And so I took my camera with me and I filmed quite a bit, and I thought I'd show you. They've got gorgeous gardens, and there was also some wonderful fragrance from their sarcococca, and we saw some other lovely plants while we were there, and I thought I'd show you all of that too. I'd give you a glimpse of our walk on the beach. We went to this massive, huge beach. It was absolutely beautiful, practically deserted, and it didn't rain on us, so that's one massive plus. So what this video is just our few days away in Norfolk. I thought I'd give you a look at what Norfolk's like, and perhaps you might like to go there one day. Whilst we were at Raveningham Gardens, they have a little area where they've got plants for sale, and there were a few plants, but what I was most interested in was some of the snowdrops that they had there. And the best way to plant snowdrops in your garden is in the green, which basically means you get them with their flowers and stems still attached, usually when the flowers have gone over, but that's how they're sold, and that's the best way for the snowdrops to take, rather than buying just the bulb. If you buy them in the green, so to speak, then they will take much better in your garden. So although they had just your ordinary singles and doubles there, I actually focused on grabbing a few of the speciality snowdrops that are around. Now, galanthus or snowdrops have many avid collectors who like to collect loads of different varieties. I've never really looked into it that much to see what the difference is, but I thought I'd go over and show you the 3 varieties that I chose from the collection that they had there. There weren't that many different varieties, but they had a few snowdrops in the green, and I chose these ones. Let me show you what I chose. What I did was, when I brought them home, I put them in a large jug like this, and I watered them so that they don't dry out before I get a chance to plant them. I can't plant them today because it's just raining too much. But let me show you the 3 varieties now. So in the green means that they come like this. So you won't always get them wrapped in hessian like this. You'll probably just get the bulbs wrapped in a rubber band, an elastic band. But in the green means that they include all of this, not just the bulbs. So I'm going to show you the 3 varieties. This one here is Magnet. So if I try to show you the flowers themselves, they're really pretty. Now, Magnet is special. First of all, it's early flowering, and secondly, it's quite tall, taller than your average single or double snowdrop. But the reason this one is admired is because it's got long, what are called pedicels, and the pedicel is the bit that stretches here between this part of the flower and the stem, so to speak. And because it's got long pedicels, the snowdrops tend to move a lot in the breeze. They'll sway in the breeze, and they kind of dangle really nicely and elegantly. So that is why Magnet is admired, along with the beautiful flowers and the heart-shaped green spot you can see there on the inner petals. So the next one I'm showing you is this one. It doesn't look much different. This one is an Elwesii, and there are many different named varieties of Elwesii, but Elwesii is admired for its long stems and large blooms. So it's got large blooms, and if I hold this one up, which is Magnet, the one I showed you earlier, you can kind of see how Elwesii's got shorter pedicels than magnet, which is this one here, which has got longer pedicels. So this is more of an ordinary size pedicel, but it's got large blooms and again lovely green markings on the inside. This isn't so much of a heart shape, it's more of a sort of splotch, if you like. And then the last one I got was at Kensii. Now, unfortunately, these have well and truly gone over. This does not mean that these bulbs are no good. They're still in the green. They'll still take beautifully in the soil. I can't really show you what at Kensii is like, but I did notice that it has, if I hold this one here, you might be able to see, it's got slightly lighter green markings. If we look at this, the green markings here, so not quite as dark green as the other two that I bought. Now this one at Kensii has got an award of garden merit, and it's got a lovely oval shape to the bulb, so it's quite recognisable apparently. It looks a bit like a pearl earring. That's how it's described. And what else can I say about it? And normally, obviously, the petals point straight outwards when it's fully open. And you will notice with snowdrops that if the weather is particularly dark and gloomy, they won't open out fully, and it was not a particularly bright day when we were visiting Raveningham, so you'll see that some of the snowdrops haven't opened fully out, and they'll open fully out to obviously attract the pollinators, so they'll stay more closed if it's a dull day and there are less pollinators around. So what I thought I'd do now is just show you some of the videos from our visit to Raveningham Gardens, this RHS Partner Garden, and just talk you through it and what I admired there, and then show you some of the plants that are flowering in our garden at the moment, and I hope you enjoy. Raveningham Gardens are in South Norfolk. They're part of the estate which is owned by Lord and Lady Bacon. I believe their family have owned it since the 1700s. The first area we come to is the Thyme Garden, and this has been designed around Sir Francis Bacon's essays based on the passage of time. We then moved into the walled garden, and this is the kitchen garden, and they grow fruit and vegetables and flowers for cut flowers, all for the house. So the garden does provide for the house where the Bacons are still living. I was really drawn to this knobbly, gnarled old tree. The fountain in the centre was gorgeous. I really enjoyed seeing the way the water cascaded onto the pebbles at the bottom. It was very peaceful and actually really nice to have the sound of water in the garden itself. The main specialities of the garden are the galanthus or the snowdrops, and lots of bulbs in the spring, and then followed by agapanthus later in the year. across this gorgeous witch hazel. It was just about to burst into bloom, but it was so big. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite so large, and the glow from this just really cheers you up and brightens your spirits on a cold winter's day. Then we were overwhelmed by the most amazing scent, and we figured out that it was this sarcococca. This was a really huge bush. I've been growing sarcococca in our front garden for years, and it's nowhere nearly this big. But when you've got a bush that big, it really does smell incredible. There really were quite a few interesting sculptures in the garden. Always something to, grab your attention. And from far away, this sculpture looked more attractive than it does close up. Found their grass border quite interesting. A lot of their grasses have remained more upright than ours. I was really excited to see that in the grass border they've got some Lunaria rediviva, which is the perennial honesty, and I've planted some in my grass border as well, so it was really nice to see what it's going to look like eventually when it's been there a few years. hope you've enjoyed the video today and enjoyed seeing some of the clips from our trip to Norfolk. It is absolutely beautiful. If you ever get a chance to go, then do go to Norfolk. We really loved it and we'll definitely be going back. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.